Y seguimos con nuestra cobertura especial de las elecciones intermedias de Estados Unidos del próximo 8 de noviembre. Y de hecho, recorriendo las calles de la ciudad de Nueva York, nos encontramos con Alex Boris, un candidato demócrata a la Asamblea del Estado de Nueva York. Y de hecho, a tan solo unos pasos de uno de los centros de votación temprana aquí en el estado. Y precisamente vamos a platicar con él sobre pues todo lo que está en juego precisamente para esta elección. Alex, hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you for speaking with us. And if you could, just in a general sense of what is at stake in, the next midterm election.
Well, there's so many issues that all of Americans and particularly New Yorkers care about. We've seen crime increase. People want solutions to make sure they feel safe. We've obviously had the decision about abortion from the Supreme Court that has put those rights at risk in many, many states. Thankfully protected here in New York, but we're seeing an influx of others that now need care here as well. People are concerned about the economy. They're concerned about affordable housing, being able to stay in their homes. There's a lot of different issues on the ballot. And of course, we also have a party that keeps denying election results. And so whether we even have a democracy in the future is something that many voters are worried about.
And in regards to New York, we were just speaking off camera about the asylum seeker crisis and what that has meant for the city of New York. And what do you think about just the fact that it's happening? Like, what is that Republican strategy and what is the message that, you would have?
It seems that the Republicans are more interested in using people as pawns than in actually solving the problem. And let's be clear, there's a real challenge. There are economic costs when you first have asylum seekers show up, and we need to bear those costs. We need to find a way to help those people. They have a legal right to be here. And so our responsibility is to make sure that we are processing any of those asylum claims quickly. We've taken far too long to do that in the past. And that while people are awaiting those asylum claims, that they can actually work jobs here. Many of them come wanting to take on a job, wanting to contribute, and we're currently not letting them by regulation, and that's not helping anyone. So there are real challenges here, but living up to the ideals of this country, living up to the ideals of the Statue of Liberty means taking our responsibilities seriously to solve them.
And also, for the first time in about 20 years, the governor's race here in New York has been very competitive. And also, the state legislature and the state assembly. Why do you think that is happening? Why has it been, such a close call in a state that is usually considered a blue state?
It is usually a blue state, and I think on Tuesday we'll see that it still is a blue state, but you have voters that are concerned about a number of issues. When you have crime that's gone up the last couple of years, people will notice that and they'll react on that. When they see inflation going up, when voters have concerns, they tend to turn out and maybe vote against who's ever in power. But I think New Yorkers are smart enough to look at what the real plans are of each party to solve those problems. And they see, in New York's case, a governor that has a serious, balanced public safety plan. They see a governor that is putting $25 billion towards affordable housing and making unprecedented investments in childcare and really bringing down the costs that are hitting people's pocketbooks. And so I think Tuesday night we'll see that New Yorkers have come and really supported those plans.
And lastly, for our audience in Mexico, one of the things that we are most concerned about is immigration. In regards to, the midterm elections, we know that a lot is at stake as well, in regards to Congress. What do you think is, the main thing that, our audience in Mexico should keep in mind in regards to what is going to happen next Tuesday and what that could mean as far as immigration goes?
There's definitely a solution to immigration that both parties could embrace if we can put the politics aside and actually get there. And I think the challenge that we have in America and that you're seeing is that compromise has sometimes become a dirty word, and we're unwilling to sit down and bring the solutions that matter. And so depending on who's controlling Congress, who's controlling the House of Representatives and the Senate, there'll be different room for certain bills to pass. But regardless of who controls it, I think there's a path forward where we can actually secure the border while making sure we're protecting people who are crossing, protecting people who are already in the U.S. There's a balanced approach that we can do here if we find the political will to make it happen.
Well, thank you so much, Alex, for speaking with us, and best of luck.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Y bueno, ahí lo tienen, parte de lo que estaría en juego precisamente el próximo martes. Hablamos de muchos temas, entre ellos, por supuesto, lo que va a ocurrir en el estado de Nueva York, pero sobre todo la importancia de lo que pueda ocurrir en el Congreso en términos del tono de la relación entre México y Estados Unidos y sobre todo lo que tiene que ver con migración. Pero seguimos, por supuesto, con esta cobertura especial de las elecciones intermedias. Regresamos al estudio.